Welcome back. In our previous few lessons, we've been focusing on JavaScript arrays. So we've seen how we can create an array of values, we can add and remove values, iterate through those values, and then sort the values in our array. So in this lesson, we're going to go ahead and continue focusing on arrays in JavaScript. However, we're going to go ahead and focus on multi-dimensional arrays in this lesson. So to get started, if you can go ahead and go into your project folder, if you can go ahead and go into the 22-multidimensional arrays folder in the start subfolder and open up main.js. And then in your browser, if you can go ahead and open up the index.html page, you should see multidimensional arrays on the page. So a multidimensional array is basically just a regular JavaScript array. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and do const myArray. And I'm going to go ahead and set it equal to the open and closing brackets with no values. So as we discussed when we first started talking about arrays, we know it is a special type of variable that can be used to hold multiple values. And it's basically just a list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 to my array. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a second array, so my array 2, and this one I'm going to go ahead and add 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. And so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and console log both of these arrays. So I'll have my array, and then we'll have my array 2. We'll go ahead and save and refresh, and we can just take a look at our values in the console. So as I mentioned, a multidimensional array is just a regular JavaScript array. However, it's usually referred to as multidimensional array when we have an array of arrays. So because an array can hold multiple values, and these values can be anything we want in JavaScript, they can be objects, they can be functions, they could even be arrays. So it is possible to create an array that consists of other arrays. So to see an example, I'm going to go ahead and do const myArray 3, and I'm going to go ahead and set it equal to our brackets. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add myArray and myArray 2 as elements to this array. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and console log my new array. So go ahead and save and refresh. You'll see that we log our new array. However, for our elements, you'll see that we have the array keyword followed by the number of elements in that array. So we see we have an array that is made up of 2 elements, and each of these elements are their own individual arrays. So as we've discussed before, we can add any data type we want to these arrays. We can also include just primitive data values in this array. So for example, I can easily just add 5. Because a multidimensional array is just a JavaScript array, we can add regular primitive data types, for example a number, without any issues. So you'll see we have 5 as added to our array. So in addition to creating arrays this way, we can also just add the array values directly to our array. So what we can do is we can do const myArray 4, and we'll go ahead and set equal to our open and closing brackets. And then inside here, I'm going to go ahead and add another set of brackets. I'm just going to go ahead and do 0, 1, and 2. And I'm going to do a comma, and then I'm going to go ahead and do A, B, and C for strings. And then what I'll do is I'll copy our console log statement and change this to myArray 4. Go ahead and save and refresh. And you'll see same thing. We have our array logged. This array consists of 2 elements. Each of these elements are arrays, and they each have 3 elements inside them. So you see we have 0, 1, 2, and then we have our strings A, B, and C.